Hey everybody, this is Mr. Trizilla again. Welcome to part 2 of Modular Reactors Revised. And in this video, we're going to just continue where the last video left off.
12 o'clock midnight.
Okay, so this is our setup. You're going to see a whole lot of different changes, and that's because I wanted to try something different. You guys remember we used to have all the pipes going in all different directions, so I decided, hey, what would happen if I just try something different? So here's what we got. We got MK2 that splits into MK1 pipes. Each one of these goes into these guys right here, and they are they're working. They are working. 100 RPMs, look at that. Same scenario. That one's working too. That one's working too. Look at that. That one's working too. That is fantastic. Alright. Give me a moment. I want to know if we're going to build up steam here. Yes, we are. Which I don't want. I do not want that. So let's go ahead and do 300 for this purpose. Yep, those are pretty much maxed out. These pipes, oops. These pipes are full. How much steam do we have built up? It doesn't look like anything. Awesome. Okay, we don't have a buildup of steam at all. And we are channeling all that down the pipe. Alright, so you're probably wondering, what the heck is all that? Well, that converts the steam into water. Let me show you how this works. Oops. There we go. Okay. I missed a sign. Alright. So, we take the, what is this? This is low pressure steam. This thing produces, let's look at it. This thing produces 300 cubic meters of low pressure steam a minute. And then we take our refinery, which converts the low pressure steam into water. So we take 80 per minute and convert it into 60 per minute of water. This is full. This is full. That's not quite full. That's not quite full, but that's okay. And then all of this gets sent up. Oh, I have these all powered by solar just because I didn't feel like having to deal with power plants and stuff. So I just took a whole strip of these and just put it across. So it outputs into this pipe. And then I have these pipes going from MK2 slowly going down. Let's go faster. Oops. There we go. And it all starts right here with the MK1. I used a blueprint. That's my blueprint right there. And it all started coming down and then pop, 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 pop. And then let's see how much water we're creating. We are creating with just this side, with just these. Those are the water numbers right there. It's not terribly bad. Not terribly bad. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and build this up. I'm going to do it when I'm not recording so that you guys don't have to sit through all that. And in the meantime, I'm going to open every single one of these valves because I don't want them to turn off because, as you saw, it takes a very, very, very long time for these bad boys to heat up. Very long time. Especially if you want to get it as hot as possible. So, yeah, see, we already got a build up right there. I'm concerned by this little guy right here. Which means that one of these numbers has got to be... Oh, see, they're not even close to being maximum. but it's empty, so we're okay. All right, so, oh, and then I also have an emergency sink valve right here, so if it gets terribly bad and this gets backed up, I can just flip one of these. They're all closed right now. I can just flip this and just dump the entire system before my reactor shut down. And that's what this is too. But this is another mod that I used, which is a sink. So it just deletes stuff that goes in there. In a case like this, it would just be low pressure steam. Or I'm sorry, compressed steam. All right, I'll be back.
3:28 a.m.
I am back. So let me go ahead and show you what I have here. I went ahead and built up the water tanks. And then I extended the pipes. Here's our setup. We have 4 really hot reactors, and then the last one is semi-hot. They're all set to a reaction rate of 150%. However, I'm going to show you here. The bottom 3 are set to steam, as seen right here. And the top 2 are set to power only, but they're hot. I have them hot in case I didn't do the math correctly, and I can quickly switch to steam. So I did the math. I calculated how much each one of these is going to produce steam-wise, and it's a little under 3,000. And we have, actually, I don't know how many generators we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 generators and 2 overflow generators. So what that means is that if I need to, I can open up this valve and it will overflow to these 2 additional valves. So let's say, for example, let's say I need some extra power. I can quickly turn these on and it will go ahead and produce some extra power. And I can do that very easily just by switching on these last 2. In fact, if I wanted to, I could probably get this one even hotter. I'm not going to though. And so it's a little less than 3,000, and I did successfully add some buffers. So these are not full, but they're really close to being full, as you can see right here. And they're going to bounce back and forth between the 2. I have every single emergency sink valve closed. I have the overflow valve closed. As you can see here, all the emergency sink valves are closed. That is our movement of steam right now. They're well below 600. Well, some of them are a little bit below 600. Let's see if we have a buildup. It's always the last one that's going to build up first. And that one's fine. This one is fine. And this one is fine. So we are not exactly at 3,000. We're a little bit below. Now the entire capacity for these is 3,000. Which means theoretically one of these should be shutting down. But that's not the case, because I added some, I successfully added some buffers, as you can see right here. Here's some more buffers. They're almost full, and they're going to bounce around. And if we look at the power production, we are exactly at 150,000 megawatts of power, and we're going to stay there, hopefully. Now I say hopefully because if I did my math right and I set this up correctly, this will remain stable until I change something. So now the reason that this works, let me go and show you. Let's look at this one at the bottom. Well, first of all, let me go and show you that they are all 100,000. See, they're all 100,000. And if you look at these, they're not every single one of these is full. In fact, I don't think there's any that are full. I don't think there's a single one that's full. Nope, as you can tell, not a single one is full. Now the reason that this works, we look at the generator, going a little too fast here. Let's look at the generator. Now, the generator outputs a maximum of 15 gigawatts of power. Now, it actually reaches full power before it fills all the way up. So even if there's a see that little see how it went down and then came back up. We look at the power generation here. It's exactly 150,000, and that's because each one of these generators has a little bit of give, so it will remain at 15 gigawatts of power even if it scales down and then comes back up, which is great because once we're confident that these won't turn down on us, then we can just leave it and forget it. I'm just going to look at the pipes. I'm going to keep an eye on these pipes at all times because the last thing I want is for these to build up steam and then they shut down. Take a look really quick. Yeah, they're all doing great. This is great. These are almost full, and that's okay. Hopefully it'll dump into these, and once these get full, they're almost full. Hopefully they'll start outputting into the generators and start to fill these up. Like I said, I'm making the assumption that these are stable because I did the math and this is less than 3,000, and that's okay. So here's our generators, and if I need to, like I said, I can quickly turn these on just by simply opening this valve over here. Which valve? That one right there. I can open this valve and I can turn these two on to quickly generate that extra steam. So that's good. So I really like this setup. I love this design that I came up with. It's great. I've had no problems. Well, okay, that's not true. I had a ton of problems setting this up, but once I got it going, it's great. It's stable. And then each one of these outputs a line of MK2 pipes to 2 MK1 pipes that go into each one of these. I love it. It's so stable. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love this design. And as you can tell, see, they just kind of split off. Now let's go look at our steam to water. I haven't even looked at this at all. Let's see, we are producing, looks like we're producing quite a bit of water. What's interesting is you can take 3 of the reactors, 3 towers of the reactors, take all that water, convert it into steam, and then you can output this much steam, which I think powers 2 of them. Okay, so I went ahead and did the math here. So these pipes, at the time that I did the math, produced 2,078 cubic meters of water. Now, all my other pipes for each reactors, one was 1,469, another one was 1,464, and then the other one, which did power and steam, was 774, giving me a grand total of 3,707 cubic meters of water. Okay. And so the water that is outputted from these refineries, from these steam superconductor, super high voltage generators, produced less steam produced less water than the water that is required to put into the generators. The difference was 1,629 cubic meters of water. So if that was confusing, short story, this water that this produces is not enough to completely fill water requirements for these 3 towers. In fact, I think it's like only 1.5, maybe 2 of these towers, something like that. All right, so right now I'm just being paranoid, checking on my reactors, making sure there's no steam buildup. There shouldn't be, if I did my math correctly. All right, these are pretty much full. They are full. That one's getting there. Those are getting there. That one's getting there. That one's getting there. And that one is pretty much full. And then if we look at these, I mean, look at them. They're doing really, really, really well. Let's see if there's any power fluctuations. Oh, I'm not seeing any. None whatsoever. This is good. All right, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like if I wanted to quickly turn on these 2 reactors, which I'm not entirely sure I have enough steam for that. In fact, hold on. I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get this last reactor really hot. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I have all the reactors set to being really high temperatures, and they're all stable. The top 2 are only producing power, as we can see right here. We're using 309 coolant. There's the water. All right, so these tanks are full, like completely 100% full. Let's make sure that we don't have any kind of a buildup of steam, because I'm paranoid about that. Looks like we do not. This is great. Let's check the other tanks. These are full. Almost full. And full. Okay, now the great thing about this is that if I open the overflow valve right now without turning on these 2 reactors up here, all that stored steam will dump into the overflow, which I'll show you here in a moment. And I wanted to reiterate to you guys that these generators reach full power before they reach 100,000 RPMs. So I think it's something like 90 to 95,000 RPMs is when it reaches the full 15 gigawatts of power, something like that. All right, let's go ahead and open the overflow valve and see what happens. Here we go. It's flowing. It is definitely flowing. Like I said in the previous video, it takes these a little bit of time to start up, so. But look at that, it's turning on. This is good, this is good stuff. Alright, those are starting to turn on. I'm just checking these here. It is flowing. We're not quite at max flow, but that's okay. Let's see, what are we at right now? We're at over 150,000. Look at that. I like that. 151,000. Holy crap, these take a very long time to start out. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to turn on these 2 reactors. no! I forgot. No.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I totally forgot that one of these has to be. I just shut down all 3 reactors, all 3 towers. Every single one of these shut down. Oh man. No. Okay. Thankfully I just saved. So here's what I'm gonna do. I need to create a backup. This one reactor had been powering all of these. And then I forgot all about that. So I'm gonna load the previous save. And then I'm gonna create a backup system for power so that all of these can be run off of a single power source. So how much power do we need to run all of them? We need a total of 750. So, okay, 750. I can do this. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. This was pretty simple. All I did is I just took a couple of MK3 solar panels and attached them to the power grid. We are now completely 100% reliant on these solar panels. In fact, there seems to be a 0.3. One thing I have noticed is that each one of these towers generates a 0.1 megawatt of power. Now, technically this should have tripped, but it hasn't yet, so I'm gonna add just a tiny little, tiny little guy right there. It shows it's stable, but I'm just gonna play it safe. There we go. 758 megawatts of power. Every single one of these is set to steam production. So we are producing steam, and if I don't open that overflow valve, we're gonna have a backup of steam here. Alright, let's see how this looks. Oh good, we haven't started backing up yet. That's good. That's very, 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 very good. We're okay. We are okay. Alright, so this is open. We are dumping all of our steam. Alright, we'll go and let that dump here. And then while I wait, I'm just going to grab that guy. And we're going to put him right. Alright. Now I can look at all these numbers in one spot. Some of these numbers are not even close to 600, but that's okay. They can bounce around and we'll still be okay. As long as we have 150. Oh yeah. Look at that. See, it's stable. It may bounce around just the tiniest bit, like say right there. But for the most part, we're stable. I would consider that a stable 150 megawatts of power. That makes me happy. Let's see what's going on down here. These are starting up. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna verify that everything else is okay. Let's see, these are still very much full. Very, very full. No buildup of steam of any kind. Just to kind of remind you guys, all I'm doing is I'm looking at the last one. I don't care about any of these. All I care about is this last one, because it will always be the first one to back up. Priority is from left to right or bottom to top on what gets emptied first. And the last one is always the one that's going to back up. So, dude, we're good. Look at those numbers. I like these numbers. These are some really good numbers. Okay, so you guys are going to see that before we reach the end, we'll reach 15 gigawatts of power. So let's take a look. There you go. 97,000 RPMs is the minimum requirement to reach 15 gigawatts of power. And that's awesome. That's fantastic. So that's why this works. And that's why you won't see any fluctuations in this setup. So what do we have here? We have 165,000 megawatts of power production. This is awesome. We've got maximum steam, even though these don't show, this is maximum. Yeah, see? Some of them don't exactly update. Maximum steam flow. I like this. This is good. This is really, really, really good. Let's verify. No steam buildup. We don't have steam buildup, and that's awesome. That's really awesome. All right, just to play it safe because I don't trust the numbers here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the overflow. Before I do that, let me turn these back to power. All right. We are now producing less steam. And then I'm just going to kind of leave it like this for a bit because I need to dump the extra steam. All right, let's go ahead and check out our water production here. Not terribly bad. I expected it to be a lot higher than it is. And if you guys want a gander of how I did this, I'll go ahead and go slowly for you so you guys can check it out. I used blueprints for the stuff on top, and then I just built the bottom pipes by hand. And then there's my blueprinter right there. And then for the overflow, just so that I didn't have any issues, I went ahead and used a steam cooling tower because I didn't exactly trust, at the time I was building this, I didn't trust that this would successfully dump all the steam. But I mean, it's working, look, see? It's taking it all and converting it. Oh, and plus I didn't have the room to do it either. I had run out of room. So, hey, it works. Look at this. Look at this. So we have... Yep. I wish my dog would stop farting. My poor nostrils are being burned to death. Yeah, this is working really great. I love this setup. Let me go ahead and show you the numbers for my closed loop system here, because I know some of you want to know these numbers here. Go ahead and open this wide open for you. Okay. We are producing 22. Yep. Advanced reactor casings a minute. And I have another one over here. I stopped making these because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough. But it looks to be about 22 average, between 18 and 22. Let's just say 21. 21 sounds like a good number. And we are using up 21 of these. Okay. And then I did not put a through counter here. Give me one moment, please. Okay. Each one of these is overclocked by 150%. So we have 3 of these being made a minute. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 times 3 is 21. So we are exactly converting the amount that are coming in and going out. Okay, why is this lagging hard? That's so weird. This game's lagging hard, but I have 60 frames a second. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so there you go. 21. So we are stable right now. A couple of other things I want to touch up on. Sometimes if you put down, let's say, for example, I am starting a new reactor, right? Let's say I'm starting a whole new reactor. And I want to hook up water and coolant. And let's just say that's all I have right here. Let's say this is our setup, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and splice in here for the purposes of demonstration. Okay. As you can see here, I do not have any foundation, or I have the foundation, but I don't have the support ring, any of the chambers, no shielding, no cooling. All I put down was the reactor foundation and the reactor IO ring. Okay, now this is gonna probably take a while to fill up. I think it takes like, I don't know, like 100 or something like that. One thing I wanted to show you, if I can ever find it. There it is. These will continue to pump into this reactor. Now inside is a massive tank. Okay, so it's going to fill that up. But the problem is that it will still, even once that tank gets full, it will continue to fill up and continue to put more and more and more in. Even though it says it's stopped right now, sometimes, like you just saw right there, sometimes it will just keep putting more and more and more water, coolant, or whatever in there. I've even seen it just do endless DT reactor cores. So, with that said, I would highly recommend waiting to connect your stuff until you've at least built one support ring and one reactor chamber here. Okay, once you build that, then it'll start pouring in because it's going to start filling this up. There you go. So just a little bit of tidbit of information. Make sure that you build your support ring and at least one chamber before hooking up your water and coolant. Otherwise, you're just going to get it wasted. Another thing I want to touch up on. Let's say your reactor gets too hot. We'll grab this one right here since it's really close. Once it reaches super hotness, that's totally not a thing. Once it reaches, you'll see here in a second, once it overheats, it will shut down right there. Okay? In fact, you can even hear it. It's in the process of stopping. And once it's stopped, you won't be able to restart the reactor until it's completely cooled down. Just playing the waiting game here. Alright, it's idle, right? Got fully charged. And I'm a-clicking. I'm a-clicking. But you won't be able to start. Oh yeah, duh. See, alright, see how it's cooling down? Sometimes some people might be like, oh, let me quickly start it, but guess what? You can't start it. Not until it completely cools down, which is a pain in the butt because then it's really hard to get it hot and keep it stayed hot. And so now we're just kind of playing the waiting game. So I just wanted to share that with you because that's important. I'm looking at the power production for the other side here, and we're around 165,000. Now this number will actually go down because I shut off. Well, I thought I shut off. Look at that. Here am I thinking I had shut that down. I had actually shut down steam production. Yeah, I had shut it down. I just forgot to close the other valve. And look at that. See all those? Those were dumping into the overflow. Wow, this system works really, really, really well. So even though I had those two reactors shut down, there's probably enough steam built up. Oh yeah. Dude. There was tons of steam built up. That probably could have kept those going for what? Like maybe 20 or 30 extra minutes? Maybe? I don't know, I'm just kind of guesstimating here. See, you can see these things are finally shutting down. And the rest of these are nice and strong. Look at that. So this is how you can build your superconductive system, or super high voltage system, if you want to say it that way, and have fluid buffers and all this other stuff in place and have it work really, really, really well. I am very pleased with the way this is set up. I'm surprised it works this way, but I am very pleased. It's stable. The power is going to slowly go down, as we can see here. It's going to slowly go down because I cut the steam off with this valve right here. So, and then these should start filling back up. And once they fill up, the ones over here should fill up. And this works really well. I am very, very, very happy. And one thing I want to touch up again, once again, the amount of steam you produce is completely dependent on how many frames a second you are getting right now while you're doing it. I have mine locked to 60 frames a second just to demonstrate this. Now, if I were to take, I'm not going to do it, or maybe I will do it, I don't know. Let me save first. But if I were to take this and leave it as is and then increase my frames to, I don't know, 80, 90, 120 frames, whatever, this will totally blow up in my face. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I think it's right there. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What are we looking at here? We're looking at 111 frames per second. All right, I can accept that. All right. Oh, look at that. We're already quickly doubling our water usage here. Oh my gosh. This is going to be insane. Wow. Now, if I don't start opening up relief valves, these are going to quickly, what's going to happen? I don't think we have enough water supply. All right, so this one's going to shut down first because there's just not enough water. So this one is going to run out of water first, and it's going to go down the list. This one is okay for the moment. All right, this looks okay. Kinda. And then our coolant usage just skyrocketed. Look at that. Oh boy. This one's gonna have all kinds of problems. I wonder, does that also mean that my power usage? No. Power usage is the same. There we go. Look at that. We're always getting steam build up, so in a case like that, I'm gonna quickly open these up because if I don't, these are gonna shut down. I have a total system where I can dump all the steam at once. This. Alright, that one's going down. This one's about to go down. That one's about to go down. That one's empty. Dude, that's insane. Glad I caught it in time. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hurry up, hurry up. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. And this one's coming down. Alright. You saw how quickly that reached. So we're dumping all of our steam. I love this setup. I love it because I can quickly dump steam directly from this into here. Same with that one. That one can go directly into this one. And then we're dumping steam like crazy. We're dumping like a dump truck. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, my dog brought me his toy. Yeah, it's a good boy. My dog had been sick for the last couple days, but he's doing much, much, much better now. Uh-oh. Are you about to climb on me? Yeah? Come on. Oh, I got a doggy on me now. I got a very fat dog on me. With his butt up in the air. He is so happy right now. I'll go and show you a picture of my dog. Oh, ain't him so cute? Look at him. So if you guys have any questions, be sure to put them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, click a like. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. My name's been Mr. Trizzle. Have a good one.